Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading. This will be a 4-card spread drawing out some messages that may be helpful for you in the upcoming week. Now I will be using a couple of decks. My first deck is the Secret Language of Light Tarot, followed by the Shadowscapes Tarot. I will list these decks in the description box below. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. Let's get straight into it and see what the weekly thing for you is for the upcoming week for those under the sign of Gemini. Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you're heavily dominated by the sign of Gemini in your natal birth chart, this reading may be applicable for you. So let's have a look. So Gemini, in the week ahead, Gemini, what is the weekly theme for the sign of Gemini in the week ahead? Okay, I feel like this card wants to come out. Nothing has gone wrong. Okay, some of you may encounter sudden changes, or it's almost like you're taking a detour in the upcoming month, in the upcoming week. A change may come out of the blue. It may startle you a little bit, and you may feel a bit dazed by what's happening here or what may happen in the upcoming week, but it's actually an opportunity to look at your own thoughts, ideas, and reactions to what could potentially be success here for you. It's you needing to rise above a situation here. Now you do have the yin and yang symbol. It's a reminder that everything changes, that nothing can exist in our physical plane without its opposite or without its counterpart. For some of you, there is someone you're dealing with. Now, this could be a soulmate, gems. This could be a friend. This could be a child. It's someone who's very significant, very important to you in your life. They're the opposite of you. They're the counterpart of you. And you can see that with the beautiful yin and yang symbol here. I feel as though there's a relationship or a connection with this person, with this friendship, with this lover, with this spouse. And it's almost like the two of you are actually coming back together, because these words per se, nothing has gone wrong, sort of reiterates that there could be healing taking place. There could be reconciliation taking place for you in the week ahead. It's almost like coming into peace or tranquility and balance. You're coming into an even balance with someone around you here, someone that's very, very important for you, Gemini. So it's nice to see that this has come up. I definitely feel this is very much centered around a relationship or someone that is very, very significant for you. And I think if there has been sudden changes to your relationship, maybe in your communication, Gemini, maybe in the way you're thinking about this person or the way they're thinking about you. So even if you're taking that detour, you know, it's actually going to benefit you in so much more, in so many more ways than you thought possible here. So it's almost as if some of you, now for some, I feel like you're trying to keep the balance, you're trying to keep the harmony, gems, you're trying to keep it working, whether it is or whether it isn't. For others, however, it's the other side of the spectrum, and it's really looking at the positives between you and this other person, and you coming in and glorifying what the two of you bring into each other's lives. Let's have a look using the Shadowscapes Tarot, how this applies to you, Gemini. Okay, the first card you have here is the Page of Cups. This is a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Now, the Page of Cups, there is someone coming in that's wanting to offer a lot of themselves to you here, Gemini. It could be a water sign. It could be someone that's heavily dominated by water, but it's also someone who's bringing emotion with them. And they're sitting here holding up the cup. They've been sitting and waiting for you here, Gemini. I almost feel like for some of you, I'm not sure if this is an ex or someone you've had a bit of a, you know, maybe your feathers have been ruffled with this person. Maybe in the past, maybe in the recent past, maybe in the upcoming week. But I almost feel like someone's still sitting and waiting. Someone's still trying to keep their half of the bargain, or they're trying to follow through with what they've promised you, with what they've committed to you here. It's almost like they're keeping their end of the bargain here. So they're maintaining what it is that they want to maintain, and they're still here, they're seated, they're waiting. You know, it's not an energy where they'll you know, it's not an elusive energy. It's a very stable, a very grounded energy that the Page of Cups represents. And I feel like they're here and they're holding something out here for you, Gemini, waiting for you to be their counterpart. So I definitely feel if this is around a commitment, or maybe there may be a certain situation coming up in the upcoming week where you feel like this person has stepped up and they've met you halfway, and maybe it's your turn to do the same and meet this person halfway. I feel like it's something around this coming up with the Page of Cups. But there is an offer of love. There is an offer of someone being your counterpart and wanting to make or create something amazing here with you, Gemini. Okay, the Queen of Wands. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy with the Queen of Wands. This is powerful. There could also be a fire sign around you. It's someone that's very, very attractive. I feel like you're tuning into what they're playing. They're playing a harp here. And whether or not this person actually plays a harp is a different story. But I almost feel like you're tuning into their melody here, Gemini. Queen of Wands speaks about passions and things that excite us, things that draw us closer, things that awaken us in such a spiritual way here. And someone is doing this around you. There is a lot of reds here, in particular in this column, the Queen of Wands with the Nothing Has Gone Wrong card. So for some of you, you're finding a counterpart through your passion. You're finding passion again. Or finding the passion you once had and lost. So this is powerful. It is a certain openness and receptivity. So I'm not sure if you need to be open to someone around you or someone needs to be open. But I almost feel like someone has stepped out. They've put their best foot forward, or they've approached you. And they're trying to tune into what it is that you're playing here. So I feel like there's effort on this person because they're maintaining their half of the bargain. They're maintaining what they said they would do. And it's almost like things are left in your corner. Things are left for you to do, or for you to achieve, or for you to address here, Gemini. It can speak of quite a sexual energy here too. I almost feel like if for some of you, if you have had a certain situation here, you know, the Wands is sexual energy, but it's also desire, and it's underlying, it's impulse, it's fire. We can't help that fire. For some of you, I'm not sure if there's a flame that has gone out in your connection, in your passion at work, in your relationship, but I feel like there's reignition that's coming in. Finding passion again, reigniting, or finding that spark once again. And it's honestly going to be like you're on fire, so it's quite powerful. I like what it represents, and it could definitely be applicable to those that are dealing with a fire sign. But it's coming back to that energy of you trying to be positive, or someone trying to be positive, and putting the negativity aside because they believe that you can help them, or they believe they can work through this. So there's an energy of yin and yang. There's peace and tranquility, but you have to work together. You, in fact, work better. You know, things work better between the two of you when you combine together, whether this is a business collaboration, whether this is a love collaboration. The two of you work hand in hand. The two of you have the power to create something very, very amazing here. And I almost feel like, I'm not sure if something will happen here in the upcoming week, but I almost feel like this person is going to try sweep it under the rug or just ignore it. So it might even be that you do something here, Gemini, or they do something. But I almost feel like you can see she's got her eyes closed. She's continuing to play the music, no matter what's happening around the two of you. She doesn't seem very phased, so I feel like something that you may deem you know, scandalous or a deal breaker or something they may deem scandalous or a deal breaker, or this needs to be talked about, this is major. I almost feel like that's going to be put to the side. And suddenly, you know, things aren't looking that bad because essentially nothing has gone wrong. Nothing really. There's always options and there's always solutions. And this week will be no exception. The last card you have is the Nine of Swords. Okay, I definitely feel like you're overthinking or you're overreacting over something here. You are the Swords, unless you're dealing with another air sign, a fellow Gem, an Aquarius, or a Libra. The Nine of Swords is like, it's almost like a spiral of negative thoughts. You can see the dark birds. It's cloudy, it's turbulent, you know, it looks dark, it doesn't look very inviting. Suddenly it's quite gloomy. I honestly think it's something that you're blowing out of proportion here, Gemini. And let's all face it, we're so guilty of doing this. We overanalyze and we blow things out of proportion, and sometimes we overreact. So there could be, on some level here for some of you, an overreaction of some kind, whether it's on your behalf or someone else you're dealing with. I almost want to say, with these cards here, it's almost like you're in a downward spiral over something here, Gemini, something that can be overcome. And it's not so much swept under the rug as if, oh, we have to ignore it, it's hush-hush, you know, let's not pay attention to it. It's almost like there's an energy where, okay, this has happened, it's not ideal, but I'm ready to move on from it, or I'm still here, like I'm still holding up my end of the bargain because I promised you I'd be there for you. It's this type of energy that's coming in with the Nine of Swords. But I do see there's anticipation and this being immersed in thoughts that potentially can spiral you out of control here, Gemini. So I think it's important you take a step back and find that inner peace, that yin and yang energy, that counterpart, because someone is still there for you. Someone is still sitting there waiting. Someone is still showing you that they care, or that they're still involved, or they still want to be involved in whatever it is that's happening between the two of you here. So I always want to say, don't fret, don't anticipate, you know, because essentially everything will work itself out. So look, I will leave it at that, Gems. I hope this reading has been insightful. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll chat next week. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.